Hey, hi. If you can see, there's a lady with a hijab. She's a lady from Egypt, and she told me her son. She introduced me her son that I never met before, and he says, "I'm the only Muslim kid in school." So I said to him, "You know, it's never easy to be the only one. We Jews know what it's like. We Lubavitchers know what it's like when the Jews would always treat us bad because we were different." I told him, "You know the Jews, right? We would go and they would say, 'You're Lubavitch,' and they would treat us bad because we were different." And he said to me, I was praying on the plane, and the stewardess came up to me and she asked me, "What would you like to eat?" And I couldn't talk out. I couldn't answer her. And I said to him, according to halacha, you're allowed to talk out. And he was very impressed. He didn't know that. I said, you know, according to halacha, if you're a guy, you're allowed to talk out in the middle of davening. So anyway, what else? So I saw the girl doing story time with the kids, and it was so beautiful, and she reminded me of these Lubavitcher girls that I used to have a crush on when I would go to a Chabad house, you know. And of course I was too shy, and I didn't know how to ask a girl out. I was telling some lady today how I had a memory of that. Not that we didn't know how to ask them out, it was that we, you know, without calling a shadchan, we would feel guilty. And it could be good for families who want to marry other families. Like if the girl's father and another boy's mother want to do some real estate deals, so it's, you know, you shouldn't be asking that girl out because because her father and some yente from down the street have some business to do. So so it could be beneficial, the concept of those arranged marriages. But anyway, it felt guilty, dirty, and the best part of it was a confusion of many things. And that's what makes it successful. The only way to really fuck someone up is to give them things that they could never figure it out, because it's like the Rebbe. I just heard a mimer from the Rebbe, and it was amazing how the Rebbe went from one concept to the next. Like, hey, a squirrel, back up the car. Avram was mamshech. So I told the boy from Egypt, don't worry, you're a Ben Avram. And the Lubavitcher Rebbe from Ukraine is not a Ben Avram. He's got the green eyes. There's no way he's from Avram Avinu. So don't worry, halt sich stark. And I said to him, you know, it's never easy to be the only one in the school. And his mother said to me, you know, I told him, don't think of yourself as a Muslim. Think of yourself as a worshiper of God. And I said to her, don't lie to the kid. The fact is, he is a Muslim, and the fact is that he'll grow with that. He's going to end up with these other kids, Muslims, one day, and he's not going to be able to tell them, "Oh, I'm not. You know." And the fact is, it's very difficult to be the only Muslim in American high school. But the lucky thing is that these schools come from a lot of liberal parents, so at least they don't judge you like the Russian puyers, which the Rebbe always wished that both the Goyim and the Jews would treat his Hasidim in a very nasty way. Oh, Wadullah, Ta'al Hina, Wadullah, Tfaddal, welcome to my tent. Did you make a bracha? Yeah? Good. You thanked Allah? You thanked Allah for the cupcake? Allah makes the best cupcakes. So I explained to her, you have to tell him the truth. The fact is that he's not just a Muslim, he's also one day a scientist. He might be an Einstein. He's an Egyptian. Egypt has its own story. Egypt wasn't always Muslim, you know. Just like Israel wasn't always Jewish. It was Israelite and Hebrews and Canaanites if you go far back. And we humans have only one similar story. This family really liked me because I figured out that they needed to make a mosque in a liberal city. There was no mosque. They're looking for a space. I got them space at a Unitarian church. Unitarians are Christians who don't really mention God in their prayers. They're like Jewish atheists who come to shul, you know. And instead of having a rabbi who was indoctrinated in some religious group like Esha Torah or Chabad, so the people who arrange the Unitarians, they run their own system. They don't need to have a guy that doesn't have a job, that is hocking him on cup and they have to ignore him. And like Jews like to suffer. But organized people There's no need to suffer. You don't hire an incompetent guy to lead a congregation if the congregation knows what they want. So I sent them, and I know the Unitarians to be very Universalist, and they have no problem letting people use their space. And then that's where I got a lot of respect for having the genius to know where would be a good space for them. And I also explained to the Muslims that the Unitarian Church, it's not Avodah Zarah. It's not like a regular church because they don't believe in God. So it's just a space. It's like a library. Welcome.